forward to a massive day here at Darwin's Hidden Valley Raceway, the Crown Bet Darwin Triple Crown. Very warm conditions. In fact, a little bit of humidity out there for this time of the year as we take a look at our next destination on the Virgin Australia Supercars Championship. And it brings us up to this awesome part of Australia. For the 19th time at Hidden Valley Raceway, just 10 minutes from the CBD. It's a fast track, 2.87 kilometres around, 14 turns, a long 1.1 kilometre main straight. And Chad Naylor on this corner down here to turn 5 is going to see plenty of action. Yeah, it will in the V8 Supercars, and it definitely will at some point in our improved production race, which is up first this morning. Love this section of the track in front of Shenanigans Hill, as you like to call it, around 8, 9, 10. That little kink at 12. We saw a lot of guys going off at 11 and in the fence yesterday onto that main straight. Like you said, you need a really good exit out of turn 14. We've had a bit of a play with the gear ratios for the Virgin Australia Supercars here this weekend, so there should be more passing on that front straight down towards turn 1. And we're set for 120 kilometres action later, but a bit of local stuff first. I like this. I know you're chomping at the bit because there's a lot of cars here that you and I have cruised around the streets of Perth in over the years. RX-7s. Yes. Or VP Commodores in your case. There's a VP Commodore on pole as well. I thought that would get you very excited this morning. Perfect day for racing at the Valley. And I tell you what, it's a long schedule. If you sat on the couch watching Fox Sports this morning, don't plan on getting a lot done today. No, find the big groove and sit in there for the whole day. We've got it all covered here, lots to talk about. These guys went out yesterday for some practice and qualifying. In fact, it was all done in the space of 2 hours. So much so some of the guys headed to the golf course in the afternoon and had a bit of fun too. It's a mixture of classes, improved production, Commodore Cup and HQs. But we'll take a look at the grid for this one. And Barry Smith aboard the VP Commodore will be on pole position, defending champ. Up at this part of the world. He's actually leading the point score in the NT Series this year. Adrian Kroonsteiger on the front row. Michael Ubergang, watch for him in the 63 machine. Down the likes of David Ling and Jeff Cowie staying on the 5th row. How about the likes of Bryce Fullwood starting outside row 3? Hey, check down in position 18. Ironic that should be Lee Holdsworth's dad starting out of 18th position, so that's a good one to watch out for. Ebony Coates also in there. Quite a few girls racing in this category this weekend. A few guys that have had issues in qualifying with clutches. They've got a lot of work to do from back here. A lot of Commodore Cup cars in the middle because it's not just improved production this weekend. That's right. We start to see a lot of the HQs towards the back of the field here too, and Brett Osborne taking pole position. Angela Agostini's done this for a while. Caroline Pendlebury joins husband Gary Pendlebury. And out-qualified him. And and don't worry, she's let him know about it too down the paddock this morning, sporting the Chewy helmet design. You know what we're talking about there. Gary Pendlebury's nickname is lovingly Chewbacca. He does have a resounding resemblance to Chewie, and he's got a helmet this weekend that has been painted exactly like it for the big race. It's Gavin Thompson we're looking at on screen right now. This guy was the king of HQs and still is really up here, a 7-time class winner up here in this part of the world, and they're racing with a heavy heart this weekend. His long-time crew chief, Ryan Sherwood, sadly passed away just 2 weeks ago at the age of 42, and he was instrumental in Gavin's career and many of the drivers up here. And from everyone up here, we're very sad for the loss because Ryan was one of the good guys up here. Yeah, it's a very sad story, that one, Matthew. And hopefully he'll be able to get the big W this weekend to celebrate it. But no, terrible story, that one. But a few of these guys running stickers on their car just for that reason. On the front doors, you can see we push in right there just by the Shannon sticker. So the big thing to talk about in this is that these guys will be watching their mirrors probably after about 3 laps. Because the big guys at the front, like the RX-3s, the RX-7s, and even the big VP Commodore, are looking maybe at 15 to 20 seconds a lap quicker than the cars towards the back. So it'll get very, very busy around mid-race distance. Listen to that, listen to that. I love rotaries. It's cool. It's got a bit of a mix out there right now. V8s, flat 6s, rotors. That's what improved production's all about. And you can hear it as we're arriving to the circuit this morning, all warming up behind us, behind our commentary position here at Hidden Valley. There's 3 Mazdas in the top 5 here. Headed by a Holden. Yeah, but the Holden should have the legs down the front straight, you think, down towards turn 1. Watch out for the little RX-3 starting P3, Michael Ubergang. They've had clutch issues. He's really nervous that he won't be able to get that car off the line cleanly. And obviously, we had that big shunt here last year, didn't we, on the start line in the improved production race. There is Pendles, the Wookiee. Well, actually, that's Mrs. Wookiee. That's Caroline. You can get away with that, by the way. She's not backwards and coming forwards when she doesn't like something being said. They're towards the back of the field here. Because Gary, very instrumental in the speedway up here for many, many years. And it's a great complex up here, right around the place. You've got the speedway to the right of screen, the drag strip, the flattest drag strip in the Southern Hemisphere, runs parallel to the main straight. There's mud racing that happens here during their wet season. It's quite a hub for motorsport in this part of the world. Look at that grid, 39 cars. There's a mixture of the local classes and some interstaters that got out of the cold weather to come up here and thaw out as part of this Crown Bet Darwin Triple Crown weekend.
Adam Champion starting P19 has an LS1 in that car. He stepped up from Commodore Cup. He's going to pass about 10 guys down from 19th position on the approach to the first corner. Lots to watch out for in the first race of the day here on Saturday in Darwin.
The man with the green flag is about a kilometre down the road. He waves as we get set for race 1 of 3 this weekend. There he is. And watch for the middle of the pack, but watch the man on pole position. He was 0.3 of a second quicker. Barry Smith and Adrian Kroonsteiber. Our first race of the weekend at Darwin's Hidden Valley Raceway. The reps come up. Watch the big masters on the second row as well. Lights out and we're underway here at Hidden Valley.
Pretty clean start. We said Ubergang would be slow to get away. He is. He gets picked up by 1 or 2 guys, but I think he'll just about take that. He was worried he was going to get completely swamped. It's dusty on the inside of the racetrack. Gee, the Virgin Australia supercars will be fitting about 26 into one down there, but there's quite a nice space between the gang heading down to the first corner, and the RX-7X tough on the outside, hoiks the left front wheel and goes to the lead.
On semi-cold tyres, if you don't mind, too. So he'll hang it tough through. He'll be on the better line. It's usually one line through there, and everybody behaves themselves, because the last thing we need is cars going into the fence on lap number 1.
That's a great move. So took advantage of Smith on cold tyres. Didn't quite have the confidence on the dirty side of the racetrack. On the approach towards turn 1, Ubergang up the inside of the hairpin, picks up a slightly later model Mazda.
Look at Bryce forward. In next Nick Halkitis Holden that he got last year as a bit of a help to run in the Dunlop series, and he's doing great things with Matt White Motorsport this year, the Territory Firearms entry.
One of 2 entries sponsored by Guns this weekend.
Oh, no. That's bad news for the 60 machine of Peter Cassato.
That's a huge Lego. It's the improved prod way, isn't it? You do get a lot of limping cars at some point because these guys are turning up the wing severely.
Here's our pole man in the under 2 litre class, and he's backing up through the field, but Adrian Kroonsteiber unleashes the beast on this 1.1 kilometre main straight. It's a good mark at the end of lap number 1.
Yeah, 1.2 seconds. He's out qualified by nearly half a second by the big VP Commodore, so maybe just didn't get a clean lap in. Ubergang under brakes.
Always down the inside of Skinner, down the bottom here at 1.
So 2 forward. Up the inside of the Autobahn RX-7. Ubergang still wants to argue the point. Whoa! Got really sideways the exit of turn 1.
It's been slightly revised, that exit of turn number 2. It's a bit sharper on the exit now than what it's been over the years as the Ubergang goes on the defensive down here to turn 5 or Clubhouse Corner. That's known as the locals up here, side by side, down to the slowest point. And Ubergang should be able to shut the door here nicely.
He's actually going to pick a spot up on the outside. He goes around Jessup. That's a fast move. You're seeing 2 Mazdas go the long way around corners to pick up spots.
Why not?
Well, that car dominated here a couple of years ago, but it was Adam Ubergang, who we see in the Aussie racing cars, who was chopping up that weekend. We know it's a good car. We know it's quick. Can win. Just got himself a bit of clean racetrack in the 3rd now.
So the gap first to second, 1.4 seconds. Kroonsteiber to Speed with Ubergang and Jessup that we're watching now, and Bryce forward.
Oh, good exit, Bryce. Good exit.
He's come a long way in 12 months, hasn't he?
For a teenager. Big talent. Obviously, we see him in the Dunlop Series doing great things.
He spent many years racing at the kart track just behind turn number 1. Here he won many, many championships along the way, and now gets the job done nicely on the inside of Jessup at turn 1.
So Jessup goes from 3rd to 5th in a space of pretty much 3 kilometres. It's all part of the game here. Oh, Ling also hard under brakes down the inside. Loving the Commodore Cup cars. They look cool.
David Ling. They still look cool after all these years. I remember the big grids of 26 to 30 cars back in the 2000s. A lot of them made their way up to the territory and in good hands up here.
Oh, Johnston throws a big dive to the inside. Not quite there. It's one of many good passing spots here. Turn 1, 5 up here at 6, another good spot.
David Ling, who's been taking the dirt track stuff as well.
Here we go.
Stephen Ling, but this is Gavin Thompson. And Stephen Ling, look at this 3 white stuff. Yes, please, I'll have 2 slices.
They've still got it, the HQs. The question is, can they go through the S's?
Oh, no.
3 wide, though.
I can't watch.
We put Tim Slade upside down here in a supercar a few years ago.
They're going to do it.
They're going to try. And they're going to make it through somehow. A little bit of a tank slapper, a little bit of contact.
Stop it.
That's precision driving, if you ask me.
And how we didn't have cars going all sorts of directions, I'll never know. But well played, everyone, in that 6-car battle.
And they're all on on the inside at 6, so they're all trying to block each other down there. They're having a hell of a time.
I have never seen that happen in Darwin.
3 wide through there?
Never. I seriously thought we were heading for the Armco.
I'd expect it from the Aussie racing cars, but these things weigh about 5 times more, at least. Gang here, he's caught the pole sitter.
And is that a hint of smoke? Was that just a lock up from Kroonsteiger down to turn 5?
He's done it every lap.
Right. And that camera angle shows how far it drops down, and we saw plenty in the Virgin Australia Supercar practice sessions yesterday. Now Smith goes wide, and that's the invitation that Michael Ubergang needs. The 32-year-old who spent the last 6 years selling beer over in the UK and Dubai has now made it back to Australia. Jumped into Adam Ubergang's car and doing good things here this weekend.
There it is again, 3 wide, HQs. Not sure if it's the Thunderdome or Hidden Valley. How good is that? Mega sideways.
Man.
Giving each other just enough room to complete it.
That was insane.
And it was Thompson who held on in that little battle. And still at it here.
We go back to single file racing. It's almost a bit yawning now, isn't it?
Been there, seen that.
Yeah.
So these guys are a little bit further back down the road.
We look down the order HQ-wise. It will be Wood from Osborne at the moment, 19th and 20th in the order. So class racing going on as down the inside goes Michael Ubergang. That's young Jake Burgess in the 100 car. It's his second ever race meeting. Well known for his exploits with the camera.
Yeah, they put a lap up last night of him cruising around on Facebook. As he learns the circuits. Oh, hardly learning the circuit. This is his neck of the woods up here. So just learning his racecraft more than anything.
Instead of behind the wheel, instead of behind the lens of his camera. Now they start to encounter lap traffic, and Smith starting to turn the temperature up.
They're pretty frustrated here, you know, pole position by a good 4/10, and you actually get into the race. You find yourself back in third, getting beaten up by the little Mazdas. It's such a strong car around here, the Mazda, and a bit of traffic here as well with the HQs. So the leader has to be very careful here. Picks up one pretty cleanly. Ubergang can make up a lot of time if he gets a good run through 14. Yeah, look at that. Kroonsteiger's exit was a little bit hampered, and here comes Ubergang. They're going to clear all of the HQs in a straight line, which is exactly what the leader wanted.
He got the better exit, didn't he? He won't catch him at the end of this lap, and certainly puts him in the box seat. They start lap 6. Suddenly, we're only 3 from home.
Yeah, and it's just 0.7 of a second. And look at the traffic now. He needs to be brave, and he needs to know that the HQs can see him.
Through turn 1.
Oh, he's going to lose a lot of time here through the S's. It's not going to work.
He just needs to clear Steve Ling here.
Ubergang can work with it. Look at this. He's just taking carling after carling. Catching.
No.
Oh, that's not going to work there. They didn't see him. The little RX-3 disappeared in the mirrors for a second, but he managed to get through it.
Oh, I hope that didn't hurt the tyre on the Ubergang car either, and this is busy.
This is great stuff.
He's now right on the back, so first and second. Clear the lap traffic, and a little bit of clear space ahead, but not much.
Smith's trying to go with him, but not even he can keep up the pace here. Little Mazdas are just so nimble through the traffic.
Seriously, that was intense.
This is great stuff. Flying through more.
Clearing more of the HQ, so lapping everyone up inside the top 20 now to come through to complete the 6th lap.
He's doing a really good job here, Kroonsteiger, of trying to run away from Ubergang. Ubergang using a lot of the curve at 14, but Kroonsteiger's exit's good. He'll pick up another 2. 2 laps to go this time, Matt. This is heating up.
Through they come, 1.1 kilometres of pure goodness at Hidden Valley.
They just cleared like 10 cars in the lap there. That was great.
Down they come to start the final lap. We're going to time certain land. So now he's got to get it done in 14 turns. And a car goes off in front. It's all happening here at the Valley.
Last lap, Mazda v Mazda. And then there's Smith and the VP Commodore hoping to pick up the spoils as these two get into each other, but I don't think there's going to be any more traffic to deal with.
Oh, no. He was committed down to 5 and right on the back of Adrian Kroonsteiger. He's going to loop it. No, he doesn't.
Oh, good save, but that'll be the race. That'll be the race. It'll put him under pressure from Smith. He was pushing the barrow so hard. That was as much as he could get out of that car. They're both on the edge of the entry to turn 5. Only one of them made it out of turn 5 of that issue, and that'll be the race for Kroonsteiger.
He knew that was his chance, down at 5. And he's going to have to maybe settle for second here unless our original pole man has got something for him into Kanoko Phillips' corner and down through the slalom for the final time.
That RX-7 is handled so beautifully. Now, can the VP get a good exit out of here and pick up Ubergang on the run to the flag? That's pretty clean driving. Going to be tight between these two, but congratulations to Kroonsteiber. What a win off the front row. The VP Commodore has got the running. Might just pick his pocket.
Here he goes. He gets him. He got him.
By 45 thousandths. So Uber Gang went for the win. He gives him a thumbs up and ended up coming third. He'll be a little bit frustrated, but man, that was a good race.
Well played. And Adrian Kroonsteiber winning by half a second in the end there. 45 thousandths of a second.
Those were 7 of the most exciting laps you'll probably see at this track. That was absolutely on.
Amazing day, amazing way to start the day here at Hidden Valley. The improved production cars as they go on the cool-down lap. Man, you and I need to lay down after that. That was far too intense for Saturday morning.
Whew. Goodness me, that was on from the very first lap. Kroonsteiber gets the win. Smith managed to fire it up to second at the very end. You can see how close it is on the timing between Smith and Uber Gang. Bryce Forward's lurking there in fourth. He'll be up the second row later today, which should give him a bit more of a handy starting position. A lot of HQs towards the back. They had a lot of traffic to deal with.
Some of the names down towards the lower top 20. Looks like Greg Wood got ahead of Osborne in the end there in the HQ class. Those guys going a lap down, up to 18th position. Stephen Ling down to Gary Pendlebury in 28th. He got ahead of wifey Caroline Pendlebury back in 30th place. And race one, and yeah, the hard-working officials here enjoying what they see. Hey, Inside Supercars is coming up again on Tuesday nights. We get set for a big weekend here at the Valley.